Hi, I want to talk to you today about childhood diseases, specifically German measles or rubella, measles and chickenpox. And one of the problems that I think that has arisen from routine inoculation of children is that parents don't recognise the symptoms of any of these diseases or know how to treat them. So I'd like to start with German measles or rubella. It has an incubation period of 14 to 21 days, and an incubation period means that after exposure to the pathogen, it'll be 14 to 21 days before any sign of German measles in your child. And it's infectious from 5 days before the rash to 7 days after the rash appears. It's generally very mild and might need no treatment at all. A faint pink rash, accompanied often by watery eyes, swollen glands, particularly at the back of the neck or behind the ears, under the arms or in the groin. For older girls and women, there's a problem that you might get stiff joints afterwards. And one of the things we all know about German measles, it's really important to stay away from pregnant women if you've got German measles, or even if you suspect you have German measles, as the virus can damage the fetus of a pregnant woman. So, also, good idea to sort of stay indoors when the rash is out. So going on to measles, a much more serious illness with an incubation period again of 8 to 21 days. And this one is infectious 4 days before and 10 days after the rash appears. It starts with not the rash, but cold-like symptoms: runny nose, swollen eyelids, sneezing, dry cough, tiredness, high temperature, up around 40 or whatever. And at this point, it's really useful to look inside your child's mouth. Here? And you're looking for tiny little spots like grains of sand. They're called Koplik spots. That will confirm if this is just a cold or if it's measles. And then the rash starts to appear. Usually it starts behind the ears and then spreads to the rest of the head and then to the body. And the rash starts with small red spots which get bigger and often joined together. Really usefully treated with homeopathy. It's important that you recognise measles because there are consequences of measles mistreated, and it's important therefore that you keep children out of bright light, draw the curtains or at least draw them half, avoid too much TV, don't let children do anything that's hurting their eyes, so much TV, video games, even reading too much. If you have a child under 1 who gets measles, then I'd go to the GP, and it's a notifiable disease and your GP will have to notify the authorities anyway, or if it's accompanied by a severe earache, then you need to do something. Then finally, let's look at chickenpox. A similar incubation period, 7 to 21 days, infectious a few days before the onset until the last blister has formed a scab. So when any of the blisters are still looking like blisters, then it's infectious. It's usually mild in young children and worse in older children and adults. In adults, you have to have had chickenpox in order to get shingles. Again, like German measles, often it doesn't need a lot in the way of treatment, but perhaps remedies to reduce the itching, because it's very important that you don't pick the scabs in German measles, in chickenpox rather, which are itchy, because they will scar. So these are 3 more and more rare childhood illnesses, all involving a rash or skin symptoms of some sort. They're not scary. It's really important that you get familiar with the symptoms so you know what to do.